Manchester United and Fulham draw 1-1 at Craven Cottage. Jules, we praised them last week. How did they look this week?
They look good for 15 minutes, and then they turned the light off. Basically, it was a good start where they had energy and they clearly had a good plan in place. They were aggressive, and then after 15 minutes, it just disappeared. They were lucky with their goal. I thought they had a penalty that was also a little bit lucky in my eyes. That should have never been a penalty. And in the end, I think, struggled. Amorim struggled to find options off the bench. Šeško came on and played 40 minutes and hardly touched the ball. So there's still a lot of work to do. But for all the positives of that opening game against Arsenal at home to this, I was disappointed, I won't lie.
Did you like that 60 minutes of Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount as your holding midfielders?
Not really, no. I know that's when they scored. But
yeah, they scored after 3 minutes, and then after that, dude, tighten it up.
Yeah, it didn't work at all. And that's what I mean. I think Amorim was really struggled to find option off the bench and what to do next. And still no Kobe Mainu, by the way. Several refereeing incidents in that game, Gabi, as well. Which one do you want to highlight?
Well, so the Chris Kavanagh bumping into Bruno before, where Bruno's very clever afterwards. They say, "Oh, did that put you off?" And he says, "Well, I was disappointed that he didn't apologize and blah blah blah." But that's not the reason I missed. And I'm like, bro, then just don't bring it up, right?
Yeah,
it's one or the other. Like Chris Kavanagh doesn't need to apologize to you. Who cares? Just move on, right? Unless you do think and then say, yeah, it put me off, and deal with the fact people say it's an excuse, because it's not an excuse if it really did put you off. I got to talk. We talked about this last week. All these set piece coaches saying, all right, we're going to set picks and screens and run into him and do this and do that. Let's score a goal. We said it last week when Arsenal scored. Same crap this week. Calvin Bassey on Mount. Yes, he wrestles him to the ground. But as he pointed out in Match of the Day here in the UK, Mount's sole job is to go and run into Bassey and screen him completely. And then, no wonder he gets dropped on his backside. Lenny Euro, by the way, 2 hands on Calvin Bassey. VAR, hello?
But they said it didn't impact.
He said it didn't impact, although the ball goes exactly where Lenny Euro is, and he heads it.
A free header, yeah.
Free header, which, by the way, he was putting wide
until
when he's got in the way. I don't know. I think we need some guidance on this. I don't like this free-for-all. Jules, we're not done because we have more quick hits. Arsenal beat up Leeds United 5-0 as Victor Gyökeres gets his first goals. But Jules, Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard come off. That was a scary Saturday moment for the Gooners.
It was Odegaard who fell kind of awkwardly on his shoulder, and then Saka with what looked like a hamstring injury. Thankfully, the scans and the tests were quite reassuring. They're not bad injuries. They're hoping they would be fit for the game on Sunday, the big game obviously at Liverpool. So let's hope that this is working for them on the back of what was a very good afternoon overall, despite that, with Gyökeres scoring 2 goals, the first one very good, the second one being a penalty. And Arsenal, despite a bit of a slow start, just actually scoring 5 goals and smashing in and being top of the table right now before the Liverpool game.
And I will say this, I'm a believer in hierarchies and whatever else. I'm just going to re-emphasize, Arsenal they've invested a ton of money this summer. They've pushed all their chips into the middle of the table. But what it means is that even if Saka and Odegaard had to miss significant amounts of time, unlike last season, Saka missing 3 months, they're covered for it. You've got Ranieri, you've got Eberechieze, you've got Madueke, who of course played on the right wing for a couple of years now. Yeah. So they have so many more weapons to deal with it should it happen. Of course, I'm just counting down until the best on earth, Kai Havertz, returns in November.
But do you remember last season we said when Odegaard was injured and Ranieri was the natural replacement,
not the natural replacement at right wing.
And he came on for Odegaard on Saturday, which was good to see in that position where I thought he did well as well. And Gab, there was also in that game a debut for the much hyped Max Dowman, who doesn't actually turn 16 until New Year's Eve and played for the last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, obviously this guy, everybody's heard about him. He got going out there. He certainly looked apart. I read that he was 13 years old playing with the under 18s before. So he's obviously used to playing with the big boys. He seems totally fearless. Ordinarily, and remember I said this about Lamine Yamal, there is no reason why you should be playing top flight football at the age of 15. Lamine Yamal has slightly gotten me to adjust my view on this. You just have to be 100% sure that you're ready. I think the nice thing about Arsenal having so many options is that this guy doesn't need to play. He can sit, he can train with the first team, he can learn, and when Arteta thinks he's ready, or in situations where he thinks he's ready, he can play.
Yeah, but he can come on like this when you're 3 or 4-0 up.
Exactly.
In some
if he
games.
goes back into a closet for the next 3 months and we don't see him, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
let's leave this to Arteta.
I mean, what's special for me and for us is that he played with my oldest son at the Arsenal Academy, so we saw him grow there, and he was very good younger, not as good as this, but the way he's developed in the last 2 years was just incredible. So well done to everybody involved at the Arsenal Academy. No Cole Palmer, but Chelsea still win at West Ham 5-1. Were you impressed?
It's hard to say I'm impressed because West Ham are
so
so bad right
Graham
now.
Potter.
Great goal from Lucas Paqueta.
Yeah, that's it.
From the packet to open it.
Yeah.
What I like is João Pedro at 10. Yeah, he can do that too.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, it looks like the ship has sailed with Nico Jackson. I think they need to raise money with PSR as well. But there's a parallel universe where they don't screw around with this Jamie Gittins nonsense. And they keep Nico. He can back up your left wing, back up center forward. You've got the Lap and João Pedro to play center forward. You got João Pedro and Cole Palmer to play at number 10. You've got Cole Palmer to play right wing and Willian Estevao. And then all of a sudden, you've got cover everywhere.
And Neto,
plus other dudes, plus Neto.
Yeah.
That's gone. I think they're going to try to shift Jackson at this stage. And of course, they spent the Gittins money. But this builds confidence. Back to Manchester United. Antwerp keeper Zene Lamens is reportedly on his way for 17 million euros. Jules, you're Belgian adjacent.
I am indeed.
What are the implications?
I don't think anybody knows. Is he coming to be a number one? Is he coming to be a backup to who? Bayinde or Nana? Are they still trying to get rid of Andre Onana or not? Could there be another keeper arriving that is better than Lamens, who was good for Antwerp, and
he's had 1 year, I think, as a starter.
Yeah, but he played really well last season. So I think there's some talent there. Is he better than Onana? I don't think so. Certainly not as experienced. Bayinde is slightly different, although he did okay against Fulham. So I'm not sure. I think what he shows is that yes, they want another goalkeeper, or they feel they need another goalkeeper, and that's probably how much they can spend. So yeah, you can't get Donnarumma because he's out of your price range.
Right.
Lamens will make nothing in terms of wages. But really...
So now I have 3 keepers, and I'm in a position where I'm going to be forced to sell one of them, right?
Well, but if he comes, it's because you know that you're getting rid of one of the other 2, right?
Or you hope to.
But then you can't bring somebody if you're not sure that...
Why? Chelsea had at one point, they had 9
keepers. Yeah, true. But United are not in that position financially. They can't really... So there's 5 days to go, or 6 days to go, until the transfer window closes. And I don't know. I'm a bit lost, to be fair. Gab, we knew there would be no love lost between Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest as it finishes 1-1 on Sunday. But Gab, what do you make of Nuno Espirito Santos saying that he and Mr. Marinakis are good friends, are not as close as they used to be?
So he gave this interview before the game and saying about how he doesn't speak to Mr. Marinakis as much, and Mr. Marinakis isn't involved, and he makes a sad face. And then obviously people get briefed by somebody that, oh, look, that mean Edu is in charge, and poor Nuno isn't happy with the transfers, and blah, blah, blah. And is it Mr. Marinakis the devil, and blah, blah, blah. Guys, Nuno, maybe Nuno doesn't read the papers, or he doesn't have service on his phone. Mr. Marinakis put Forest in a blind trust. He's not involved with Forest officially this year anyway. So first of all, I wish somebody would point that out, right? Mr. Marinakis, unlike Crystal Palace, who he dutifully reported to UEFA and to the Europa League to make sure that he couldn't do that with his buddy John Textor. Look, it's a funny situation. It's funny because it's Textor, it's Marinakis. What's not funny, I think, is Nuno playing the crowd. And he makes a sad face. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Da, da, da. And I'm reading the English media, and it's like, oh, is he being backed? Is Edu backing him? Is Nuno getting the players he wants? I'm sorry. When did Nuno become Sir Alex Ferguson? And by the way, if there's a person who knows how football works, and if there's a person who knows, and I'm going to weigh my words carefully here, how certain clubs work, because he's George Mendes's best friend, and Uncle George has helped build this team, and it got him his job, and he was with Uncle George at Wolves. If there's one person who should know this, it's Nuno. So please, no more of this crying, right? Because without Forest putting you back on the map, you'd be a Beta Mat or something right now, or carrying
I just
George's
think
bags.
he knows he's going to get sacked, so you think like, just, it's fine, just pay me out.
Oh, but he denies. He's like, no, I'm not engineering. This is what I love. I love this club.
Yeah, but you can love a club.
I know, but it doesn't mean
out.
everybody in the media needs to get played by him, right? I think people who have the brain, they can see right through this guy. In the same way, let's face it, they can see right through Mr. Marinakis and they can see right through John Texter. And we all know what happened. But why do we have to go and play pretend?
No, sure.
Final point, there was a Crystal Palace banner up that said Mr. Marinakis was not a bunch of bad things.
Yeah.
I have no idea if they're going to get in trouble for it.
They will.
I imagine they will be.
We've said many times with banners.
You don't think the banner, they snuck it in and they put it up?
No, definitely
without Steve Parrish knowing?
No, definitely not.